Well, that's it. Again, we're talking about this latest Nithyananda nonsense, and got a mail today through the grapevine of somebody that says you should go out and have a good sex life, and there's nothing wrong with sex, and so what if he's having sex, etc. Well, the problem with this is, yet again, let me explain the Hinduism to you, because you are absolutely not getting it. And the other kicker was, well, you should meet him first before you say anything, or else you're just gossiping. Okay, so let me clear the air with all of this. Okay, Hinduism. If you are wearing the orange, you are a celibate. Celibate means no sex. Okay? In order to be the head of a mutt, you have to be a celibate. There is no other way. There is no sex swamis that are the head of mutts and the Hindu traditions. I don't know how much clearer I can be than that. Okay? So this idea, so he's having sex, so what of it? You cannot be the head of a mutt if you are not a celibate. That's like saying, so what if the Pope were out having sex? The Pope has to be a celibate, just like the priests are supposed to be celibates. So sitting there and saying, so what? And then I should go out and have a great sex life. Well, the part of the spiritual tradition is to go beyond the animal passions. Now, if you want to uphold that your life has to be run around sex and the animal passions, then go for it. But you're not understanding what is the depth of spirituality and why they have that. What is the import of it? It's so that one is not caught up in the worldly projections outward, that one is going inward, that there's nothing to distract the attention and the bodily focus. If you're having sex, then your focus is on the body and on the rest of the drama. That's it. Your focus is on everywhere else other than the spiritual. Okay? So again, people do not understand, and they're just speaking out of their ass about this. And I'm trying and trying and trying to educate you and get you to understand what is the import of this.
It's not like you're just talking to a buddy.
No, you're not talking to your buddy. This is supposedly a swami. And again, you cannot be the head, and you can't be a Mahamendalshwar, which is somebody, a Mahamendalshwar, and this is why the uproar that he bought that, tried to buy that title. If you are having sex, this is an impossibility, because you are supposed to be a Mahamendalshwar, an up-leading standard of the tradition. Okay? And you are not an upstanding, leading authority of tradition if you are supposed to be a celibate and you're out having sex behind the scenes. Then you're a hypocrite. That's a hypocrite. That is not understanding nor honoring the tradition. Bottom line. And so again, that's where that's at. Now, as far as I should meet him before opening my mouth, I have met him. Let me stress this yet again. I have met him in person. I have gone there. I have confronted him in person. And the way he conducted himself when I went to meet him and talk to him guru to guru was very slimy. He says one thing to the face, and behind the scenes, he did something else. He said, there's nothing to hide here. I invite you to come and see what I'm teaching. I have an open invitation for you to come. And the minute I was gone, don't ever let her in. Don't ever, behind the scenes to the other ones, don't ever let her see what's here. So, again, when I was there, it was like he's telling the people, here's a swami, she's coming here, and I want to video it because she's going to come and ask me for something. I said, look, I have nothing to ask you for. I am not enamored of you. You can send your people out because you are not going to want them to hear what I have to say. So the cameras were off and they were sent out of the room. And I had a conversation with him privately, telling him what he was doing and some of the practices he was giving out that I had seen him do. They were dangerous. His response to me was, well, I'll take care of it then later. And when his people were in there, he made some big show as if I am coming there for something from him. So you want to know what he's there. You want to keep saying, I should meet him first. I have met him. I have gone there. I have confronted him face to face, and I stand 100% what I am saying. His actions dealing with me were not above board. They were not above board. 100%. He says one thing to the face, and behind the scenes he does something entirely different. He's a hypocrite. He has one face he presents in front of his people when he's on camera, and then he's got a whole totally other face that you don't see. Okay? So this is why I am speaking out. I will continue to speak out. So don't come to me with your crap and nonsense about I should meet him and should see how holy he is. Because it's not going to fly here. Like I said, I've met him. I've gone there with concerns for what he is doing. I have spoken to him in person about it. I have seen what goes on there. Okay? I've been to a satsang of his. I've seen the way it's conducted. So I'm not just sitting here making blind accusations. I have met the person. I've spent time in his presence. I have talked to him. And know 100% that he is not genuine, that he's playing this game, and he doesn't give a rat's ass about being genuine. Because the way he conducted himself with me was hypocritical. It was two-faced. And so, again, I speak on what I know, what I have experienced, and that's the way I will continue. I will continue to give out the truth, no matter how hard it is for people to hear. They're not going to want to hear it. Okay? So, okay, don't hear it. But the facts are the facts. And I will put out the facts of what took place. That's it. If you choose to, continue to be there and you want to just blow off the sex, or, you can't have it both ways. It was morphed and he was set up and there was no sex. Or there's sex, and so what's the difference? Again, in the beginning, he never denied the sex. He gave all sorts of excuses for it until he came up with the idea, oh, it was morphed. I wasn't even there. Then the whole story changed. Okay, go back and look at it from day one and find out how his story changed. Your story doesn't change if it's the truth. It changes when it's lies. Okay? When you are lying, that story changes and changes and changes and changes. And look at how many times it's morphed and how many lies and how many skews and how many spins were put on it. Okay? Then you'll find out who's telling the truth. R.T. Rao, the story has never changed. Nityananda, it changes from moment to moment. Okay, so who's telling the truth and who's lying? Okay. As far as these ones, the ones that are jumping into bed with Nithyananda, with these mutts, they've got something that they're trying to gain out of it. Money, whatever it is, again, the person that was head of this new mutt, that he has not been stellar himself, so of course he's going to jump into bed with Nityananda. He's in the one that was the head of this latest one, that now Nityananda, that they say, well, no, Nityananda, is not actually taken, it belongs to the sister organization. In other words, we're in bed together. And he has been in controversy and has not been stellar, has not been an upstanding member of the community, nor been an upstanding example of a swami or a leader either. So not surprising that they are in bed together, figuratively. I'm not saying they're having sex together, so don't go on there. It's not what I'm saying. But they are in cahoots with one another for this nonsense, just like the ones that took money to sell him the title of Mahamendalshwar. It's not being done above board. It's smarmy, it's dirty, it's slimy. Okay? That's it. I don't know, I hate to see that. I hate to say that, but this needs to be cleaned up. It really needs to be cleaned up. And I hope to God it gets cleaned up, because there's nothing worse than seeing these mutts and these very old standing communities and things being, having somebody like this in there attempting to take over. Because it really shows that how far people have fallen to even entertain for one iota that he's a person that could be in there. For them to entertain it in any way, shape, or form is absolutely astounding. Astounding. I can't, can't believe it. You watch it and you're just absolutely as the English say, gobsmacked. You just, without words almost. It's so amazingly atrocious. So anyway, so that's that. I just wanted to clear the air with this thing about you need to meet him first before you open your mouth, and say 100% point blank, I have met him. His dealings with me were not honorable. That's it. Okay? Bottom line. So, again, I have seen with my own eyes the way that he conducts himself. And it's two-faced. I don't know how much clearer one can be than that. He says one thing to the face, and in the next second behind the scenes, something else totally is being done. He's one way in front of the camera, and then behind the scenes, all of a sudden, he's 180 degrees in the other direction. Okay? All smiles and lights in front of the camera, and behind the scenes, all of a sudden now, the venom comes out. Okay? This is what's being dealt with that person. Okay. And it's a sad thing, and this is why I continue to speak out. Because I know the character of him. I have been there in his presence, in its presence, have seen it, have dealt with it, and therefore am speaking out as to what his character was in dealing with me. Okay? Bottom line. Can't get any more clearer than that. So either you can hear it or not. I don't care. Your choice. But I'm not just sitting here. I've watched a couple of videos, and therefore I'm speaking, and from having no clue as to what's there and what's not there. With being a guru that actually does teach a Kundalini path and actually does do the things, that he thinks he's doing, yes, of course I'm going to comment on it. Because he's full of hot air, and some of the things he's doing and he's giving are dangerous to people. So yes, I am going to speak out, because my concern is for the people. That's it. Namaste. Have a good day.